This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. We all want to live great lives, feel fulfilled, like we're doing what we should be doing, having those things in life that we deserve, we feel we deserve. We're going to talk about 10 things you need to eliminate in your life to get closer to living the life you want to. And I'm detecting that a lot of this has to do with energy, the energy around you, the energy of things that you're afraid to let go of. Why do I say that? Because he is somebody who practices Reiki, which is energy healing at Omar Spa and Wellness. Dean Waziry joins us once again on the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Steve. So good to be here with you. And thank you very much for the opportunity to be able to reach out and talk about this extremely important topic.
I'm curious and concerned at the same time to find out if any of these 10 things are on my list of things in my life that I need to get rid of.
Yeah, Steve, I'm so sorry to tell you, but we're going to have to do some cleanup today when you go home because these things are in every home. There are things that we take for granted. We think that's the way of life, especially in the United States. Everybody lives this way. These are supermarket quality product. These are product we buy. These are product on TV. These are kind of safe product. And unfortunately, based on the research and based on just knowing, what's happening in our lives today, these things are not only harming us. Let's just be a little bit more frank. These things are killing us, not just harming us. These things are causing people to spend their last years, whether in hospitals, laying in bed, not remembering who they are, not remember the loved one. Diseases such as cancer, Parkinson, and Alzheimer disease, among many other diseases, are caused by many of those products, and those products are in every home and every place. They are surrounding us, and we just need to be aware. And if we cannot eliminate, because a lot of my audience and a lot of my guests say, well, Dean, these are really very hard for us to eliminate all these. And I say, you know what? Okay, if you can't eliminate, let's do our absolute best to control and reduce as much as possible to kind of control the harm that we harm to our bodies.
It is so true, and I don't even know what's on your 10 list there, but I do know that our food supply is tainted. Our water supply is tainted.
Yes.
It's a fact. If even if you ate as clean as you could, there's a real good chance that it's not as clean as it should be. Let's say 100 years ago, where
Right.
basically we went in the backyard, pulled it out of the ground, washed it, cooked it up,
Yeah.
and ate it.
Yeah.
Even microplastics,
Correct.
if they've scientifically proven that in our bodies are minute little pieces of plastic, you can't even see them, and it's just building up
100%.
more and more. So we got to move our best foot forward to eliminate certain things so we can live healthier. Will it be the best that we can live? I don't want to be negative, probably not. It's just the way of our, way things are in terms of society, food supply, and all of that.
Well,
So
it's not being negative. It's actually being extremely positive. It's doing something about it. Being aware and taking control. Of our lives does not mean we're being negative. It means we're actually being extremely positive in the way that we are now correcting the things that need to be corrected. We're taking control. We've been
mm,
living, especially in the States, we've been living a life that's, to be quite honest with you, I'm going to speak my mind. Our lives been stolen from us. Um, all the big pharma, all the big corporations, they're
yeah,
doing things that really are more profitable. They're looking at the bottom line. They're looking at the money. They're looking
sure.
at, the income. And we are not being treated fairly, especially in the state. And I underline that, I'm sorry to say, many countries, they do not live the way we live. Many things that we do here is illegal in different countries. But you're talking, even you go to third world countries, they're living better than us. At least they're being fed from the ground, and they're
Mm.
not dependent on all the harsh chemicals that enter our bodies every day. So I think living in the United States, the American dream has not been really a dream for at least the last 50 years. And it takes so many people like you and I to raise the flag. I talk to so many people that they not even aware of the dangerous that's out there, but they share with me about the stories of all the people that are suffering or dying or sick in their family, and how they feel and how they don't have energy and how they're always tired. And I say, wait a minute, 1 plus 1 always equals 2. It's mind blowing when people think 1 plus 1 equals something else other than 2. It's a fact. If you do have these things in your life, if you do not practice a healthy lifestyle in your life, you will pay the consequences. It's that simple. Many people think they could do whatever they want, live the whatever lifestyle they want, but it's not gonna happen to them. And I say, why? We're all humans. If we do these things, we all going to reach the same resource, negative or positive. So let's get to the list.
I'm going to say I am looking forward to it. I'm very curious to see what's on there.
All right. So you said it before I said it. So first on the list is plastic. And
Mm.
I'm gonna give you the items that to reduce or eliminate. And I also gonna give you some solutions. So it's not like we just coming up today and saying, these things are out of your life, and you're like, well, what do I replace it with? Right. So first on the list today is plastic. So first of all, let's talk about this. We've been lied to by all the big corporations that produce water bottles, right? They tell you you've got to drink 10 zillion gallons of water every day, and it all comes in this beautiful plastic bottles, and everybody's walking around with a plastic bottle, plastic container, plastic this. Well, first of all, you do not, I'm getting off the topic for a second, you do not need to drink as much water as you've been told, because when you drink that much water, you're actually washing out all the minerals out of your body. So you need to drink water, but not excessive water, just like our grandparents drank water with meals, drank water during the day, and lived to be 100 and lived healthy. All of a sudden, the big corporation coming out and say, wait a minute, you need 10 million gallons of water a day, and let's give you all these beautiful bottles that cost you an arm and leg, and
Mm.
they all come in plastic. So it's harming you, and you're also washing your own minerals out of your body. You just
Thank you for saying that. It's a little unnerving. And as I trace back in my mind, it was all marketing. Back in the day, they said, butter's bad. Butter's, don't have that butter. Butter substitute. I can't believe it's not butter.
right,
Margarine. And then
right,
people were on that train until they realized,
right.
what are we doing here? Butter is
What are we
perfectly
doing?
fine. Then, go over to some of the other things in our lives that were
Yeah,
beef. There was a whole big thing. Beef, cholesterol, don't eat beef. Bad,
yeah,
bad, bad.
right.
Well, who started that? Well, that was the Farm Association to get
Correct.
more people to eat vegetables. All right, great, but that doesn't mean stop eating beef, but that was their marketing
Yes,
message. So now I wonder now with the water, yes, we need to properly hydrate, but
correct.
what is one of the biggest manufacturers or sellers of bottled water? That would be companies like Coca-Cola,
Yep.
Dasani. That's them. All of that.
Yeah.
So maybe they're telling us, got to drink more, drink more, drink. What are you going to drink? Hopefully, their water.
Exactly. That's the campaign. So yeah. So aside from the topic that you do not need that much water, so here's plastic. Everything comes in a plastic. Your water comes in a plastic. Um, I hate to say that all the paper product, you go anywhere, you order your coffee, you say they tell you paper or ceramic, and you say paper. Well, no, that's a lie. It's not paper. It's plastic. You get in your coffee from all the stores everywhere you go. Now, these are coated on the inside with plastic. And especially now when it comes to hot beverages, Right here. Get rid of that.
Well,
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
and you're right. And I never thought of this. You're right,
Yeah.
because it
This
feels
is
like paper.
plastic in your hand.
It feels like paper on the outside, of course.
Correct.
The lid is plastic, but if I take the lid off and run my finger around the inside,
That's plastic, my friend.
it's a plastic coating.
Yeah, that's plastic
Because it would
coating.
go right
So
through. It would go right through. It was paper.
right. So correct. So
Wow.
plastic, all your all your favorite coffee or beverage stores that you go to, your local places, that's all plastic. And now it's hot beverage inside plastic. Now
Yeah.
more microplastic is bleaching into your beverage, going into your body. All the plastic containers you have in your house, all the storage, all the Ziploc bags, all these items are plastic. You are taking, according to research, they say an average person takes the size of a credit card a week. That's unbelievable. You put in every week, you put in the size of a credit card in your body, and people say, well, your body is supposed to know what to do and digest that. Absolutely not. When God created us, did not create us to be able to digest plastic. So our digestive system is not used to really cure all the plastic that goes to your mind. Maybe it does to a certain extent, but they're finding plastic traces in the brain, in your inside, all your blood, all your nerves, all your inside your organs. And when I talk about plastic, I say, all right, imagine that you have a Thanksgiving meal, you have leftover, and you put a plastic wrap around it and you put it in the fridge, right? The plastic wrap does what? It wraps that item so nothing could really enter that, right? You're doing the same thing to your body. You put in those plastic around your organs. So you seal in your organs, you're surrounding your organs with plastic. Plastic is going inside your body, is going inside your brain, is causing what people now have suffering, what I call brain fog. You talk to somebody, they stare at you in the face, and you're like, are you paying attention? And they're like, oh yeah, 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 but you could see that they're not fully paying attention. It's called brain fog. And brain fog, one of the causes of that is plastic. So what do we do? Well, simple. Let's go back to how our grandparents lived. Go back to ceramic, go back to glass, go back to everything. Your water supply come in a plastic. Well, filter the water in your house. Have a good filtration system in your house. Don't buy water in a bottle. Have a filtration system that's strong enough that filter the same water. You have a better water in your house at no cost because you pay the cost up front. You filter your own water. You don't have to buy plastic. When you go out, take a container that's made out of a material that's not plastic, stainless steel, ceramic, glass. When I go to my favorite coffee stores around the neighborhood, I take a mug with me. I walk inside, I have a
Wow.
clean mug, I hand it over, I say, do me a favor, put my coffee in here. Or I just make it to stay and I stay there and I spend 5 minutes at the store enjoying a cup of coffee. We don't need to be on the rush and harm our bodies. Just take a minute, sit down, drink your coffee in a regular ceramic mug that is not going to harm your body. So please, 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 plastic reduce. I'm not going to say eliminate. So hard to eliminate plastic, but do your absolute best. Do not have it in your refrigerator. Do not have it for storage. Eliminate those Ziploc bags. Get yourself some glass containers, and use that in your freezer. It stays fresher, stay longer, and again, it's good for the environment. I'm not talking about the environment today, but if you we want to talk about the environment. All the plastic bags are killing the environment, killing the ocean. So reuse stuff that's reusable. It's good for Earth anyway, and
Hmm.
it's cheaper for you. You wash it, you store it again, you keep using the same thing for the next 10, 20 years. I don't know why we've been lied to and say, oh yeah, convenience. Here's a container, use it once, throw it out. Here's a bottle, use it once, you throw it out. Where we're throwing all this stuff out is going back into Mother Earth, is killing the ocean, is killing so many creatures, it's harming us, it's causing us billions and billions of dollars. And again, it's the false advertising. It's, the lies that we are receiving by many companies that are really only concerned with the bottom line.
See, my
So
gosh, all you had to say with credit card amount of plastic we ingest in a week. I'm like, all right,
a week, a week, Steve, I'm not
like,
kidding you. A
oh,
week. And some people argue that and they're like, well, it's a week or a month or a year. I'm like,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Last
It's
time I
going
checked,
in your
I don't
body.
know if anybody's body is designed to digest plastic, and even if you eliminate it, it's being absorbed in some way, somehow,
Right,
and that's,
right.
some say that's where a lot of cancer is coming from nowadays. So, whoa,
Let's catch it. So, yeah. So let's go to the next one. The next one is okay. You're ready for that one, Steve?
let's go.
Okay. Let's go. The next one is bleached products. Bleached products, such as what? Toilet paper, toilet paper, bleach, toilet paper, female product, baby diapers, all these items that, Kleenex, napkins, tissues, anything that is bleach. So people like, wait a minute, what's wrong with toilet paper? I say, well, any paper is made out of trees. Trees are not white, fluffy, soft, huggy, kissy, smelly, all that stuff that we'll buy. Well, that's bleach, and that's also forever chemicals. So what happened?
Wow.
And I'm gonna be I'm gonna be straight to the point. You take a toilet paper, and this toilet paper or any of those products are being used straight at your body, at part of your body that have the least amount of skin. So what happened? All these chemicals, all this bleach is being absorbed in your body immediately, going right into your bloodstream. So, with many years of use, multiple use a day, and now you put in bleach and forever chemicals, you are inserting these items right into your body, right into your bloodstream. And that's causing so many different illness, including cancer, including one of the worst type of cancer, which is colon cancer. It's basically you taking bleach, you bleach in your body, you put in bleach in your bloodstream. So what do we do? People look at me like, Dean, are you telling us we eliminate toilet paper? No, don't. Get all natural toilet paper, good bamboo toilet paper that is brown. It arrives to your house in a box. It's
Hmm.
perfectly fine. It's unbleached toilet paper, and also bidets. Bidets are amazing. Every country outside the United States actually have bidets. That's the very common way of life in many of countries other than the United States. The United
And you can
States is the
buy
only
one
country.
very cost effective and put it
50
on your
bucks.
toilet. Exactly. My friend has one. We're at a time today. Uh, can we do part two? We have to do part two of this and pick up the rest. This, you run deep. Like, you're getting very specific. In a good but scary way at the same time. But this is information
Yeah.
that we need to know, especially the credit card. I knew the microplastics were in us. Credit card, I'm not even doubting it for a split second. It's almost scary to even accept that concept, but it is
Right.
what it is. Um, this is just a part of what you offer in terms of holistic wellness, energy healing, and more. How do we find you, Dean?
Well, I started my company about a year ago. It's called Urban Fresh, and fresh is spelled Fraiche. It's a French word. So Urban Fresh, and we have a lifestyle center, we have a restaurant, and we have a spa. Among all the new business that we start in, I teach a lot. I'm a public speaker. I'm normally have several appearance on local channels here in Arizona. But I welcome anybody and everybody to come and visit me in locations. I'm right on Camelback. I have several locations. Just if you Google the name Urban Fresh, all my different businesses come up. And I tell people I don't own business. I don't treat people as customers. People are my community. They are my guests. They're welcome to come in and just chat with me. Don't come into the restaurant to dine. Just come into the restaurant with a question. If I have the answer for you, I'm happy to provide you with the answer. If I don't, allow me time. I'll go research it on your behalf, because that's all I do. I dedicate my life to helping others, and I want to reach to as many people, because our education system is really, really, really kind of designed not to give us the information that we need to live a healthy lifestyle, mental, physical, every aspect of our life has been poisoned. Our lives have been taken away from us. And
What it
it's
seems
time
to
to
me,
say,
and
we
it's a slap in the face for all of us. We need to take charge. We need to take
take
control.
charge.
I don't know if we ever did,
Right.
but it's time to, because we're being poisoned. Thank you so much for all today. Part 2 coming soon. like, I'm actually writing these down, and just some of the stuff we might have had in our radar, but not to the degree of even, toilet paper and bleach products. Dean, thank you so much for today. Looking forward next time we get together.
I love it. Yeah. Until next time, my friend. Thank
I
you so much.
appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.